Welcome everybody to the Double R podcast,
Real response.
episode 3. Hey man, let me ask you a question. Did you ever think we'll make it to episode 3?
I didn't even think we was going to start at 1.
Hey, that's crazy, man. Shout out us, man, that we made it this far. This past week been an actual interesting week. Couple topics we want to touch on. I don't even know which one I want to hop in first because I like how Jay-Z did what he did, proved the motherfuckers wrong, but we'll hop right into this Kodak Black. He's going through a dire situation right now.
Free bill.
As we were speaking on the last episode, that his sentencing was coming up, and it came. Luckily, they didn't max him out. They gave him 3 years and 10 months. Still a bunch of time when you got a career as a rapper. Motherfuckers can come and go. As soon as you go take a little vacation, you can have 3 more artists pop out. You know what I'm saying? But he does have, a strong following. A lot of people fuck with him, so
he here to stay. He's a household name.
He got a chance. But on top of that, he got the 3 years and the 10 months, but he still got 2 other cases he's fighting. Right after he got sentenced, they went ahead and filed 2 more charges on him for the other guns. And my main concern with this, that just it don't make no sense that this guy actually falsified his paperwork to get the straps. All cool. I figure you got to get your guns. But the fact that he was actually still being a project baby and actually committed the shooting by himself. And that's the question I want to ask you, because that shit is mind-blowing to me, that you would be this famous, making this much money, and you still out here, doing drive-bys by yourself. You don't think that he should have just got a shooter?
I think he should have just sat down, period. You got enough money. You prove to the world you're a project baby.
Beef don't stop, though.
Yeah, beef don't stop.
So that's why I think he should have excluded himself from being involved and got his people to do it. When you rich, isn't that what you're supposed to do? I understand that it's just still going on in your city when you live in there.
But project baby, he probably feels like, if the shit got to get done, I'm gonna do the shit myself.
Yes, but that's like double mistake. Instead of getting one of his friends to apply for the firearms, he did it himself, knowing that he had a current felony case in the system. And that was the question that they asked. Was he expected to catch a felony, or did he have a felony charge in the court system at the moment? And he answered that with no. And there was 2 occasions that he actually applied for the guns. The first one he got approved and he got it because he didn't use his social security number. The second time he used his social security number, he was denied that firearm. But that shooting that happened out there was a Porsche he rented. Witnesses seen him get out the car. He left the gun on the scene with his fingerprints. And that's weird because I don't even think they charged him with that shooting. We keep hearing just about the gun charges. I haven't heard them actually filing about the shootout that happened in Florida.
They probably just doing more investigation about it, but they must have knew something right about it because they picked him up, at the Rolling Loud, festival.
So I got a question. I got a question for everybody. Does anybody, and he's been in jail multiple times, so this is not the first time. Each time he goes in, he claims he's gonna come out with a
new attitude, better change.
Who thinks that this 3 years, if it ended up just being that, because he's still fighting 230, two different cases where he's facing 30 for each. It's not going to be 60 because if he got convicted, they're going to run that shit concurrent. It's not going to be consecutive. So all these other bloggers out here that's doing a little trickery with the clickbait, trying to say he faces 60. If you want to get technical, yes, we could say 60, but no. They're separate charges. They're going to get ran concurrent. So once he start 30 on one, if he was to get that much, that same time, he's going to start the other 30. But as I was saying, my question is, does anyone think that these 3 years is going to change his mindset for the better?
Ain't shit changing Kodak.
You don't think so?
Ain't nothing changing him. I don't think nothing's going to change him. Maybe he said he wants to go get him some college degrees and stuff, but come on, man. To be honest, he gets a kick out of that. He gets a kick out of robbing. He gets a kick out of shooting. So, he ain't going to change. I don't think he's going to change.
And then the actual altercation, the physical altercation that happened with him and the other inmate that led to him, he actually grabbed the balls of the CO.
Oh, he didn't kick him?
Yeah, he didn't kick him. They said he grabbed his balls with so much intensity and he supposedly was off drugs. Supposedly someone slipped a drug in his coffee. That's what's floating around right now.
Oh, okay.
So they said he grabbed the dude balls with so much strength that it took multiple officers to come and
get his
pry his
hand off?
grip off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, have you ever
And he
seen
was just
Friday
there
After
squeezing,
Next,
squeezing,
like
and squeezing with
how
the
Money
pliers.
Mike was clipping him onto the thing? Yeah.
That's how tight this man's grip was on another man's genitals. That is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? For multiple officers to actually have to come just to pry his grip.
That's kind of a little bit too much.
I wonder if somebody, I don't know. I don't think anybody slipped no.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Like, you know, I just believe that Kodak's being Kodak, and you know that's Kodak. Like, you know, you can't
Probably
really fix
so.
that. That's just Kodak. Like, you know, and grabbing a man.
So you saying that he ain't gonna change for sure? You
Nah.
don't think he got no chance of changing after 3 years?
Nah, man.
These are multiple situations, incidents where he ends up in jail, has a chance to rethink. You know, because when you're out here living so fast, we all know it's hard to hit a pause button.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we don't catch on to any of our mishaps that's happening in that moment because we're living it.
But he should have learned right then and there when they caught him on live and his kid was there and everything else and they got the gun and all that stuff. He should have knew right then and there.
That should have been his
That's
lesson.
it. That's it. You know, like that's it. That's completely it. But after
True.
that, I don't think that's gonna stop anything. You know, that's not gonna stop nothing at all. You know, he's always gonna stay in there. He's always gonna have problems. At least he won't have financial problems though. You know, he's always gonna get money.
That depends how much time he has though, because like I said, he's facing 2-3 other charges. So for sure they're not gonna just drop those. And one of them is probably gonna be more than the 3 years they already gave him. So I don't see him getting out in the 3 years and 10 months. Even if he takes that little drug rehab program that's supposed to take some time out. And I didn't even know about time getting taken off because when you in the fast, you usually get 85%. There's no lower. Take it back to when Michael Vick went in. Remember, he had to do all his months at 85%.
Yeah.
Nothing was offered to him unless they just knew he wasn't a drug head, so he didn't get that opportunity to, you know, enroll into a program.
Well, we see. I'm pretty sure they'll run some tests to see if he was really off drugs or whatever. You know, but
we have to just wait. I'm pretty sure in the future we're going to have to revisit this topic because as this case unfolds and whether he gets convicted or get more
will
time.
reveal.
Exactly. So we'll see then. But I'm hoping for
we'll
him. You know, I like
Bill.
his music, so I'm hoping he finds a way to utilize this time to change the way he thinks.
Speaking
that's
of,
where it all starts off, with the way he thinks.
How I feel speaking on coming back to things, man, Dame Dash, man. I want to know why the media keeps coming back to him being broke, you know?
Because he keeps being broke.
You know, like he claims
it's
that.
It's not even new news. I think the reason, not to cut you off, but I think the reason that it continues to be new news is because he goes on these platforms, whether it's the Breakfast Club or more recently.
Interview, podcast, you know.
No Jumper. And then he does all this talking about having cable companies that he's selling. He's actually saying he's selling networks. I heard him say that. I'm selling networks.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it. Not to say he doesn't have it just because I haven't heard it, but I haven't heard of him selling no networks. Every single time he comes in the news, they keep saying exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, they saying a whole bunch, you know, but he's saying a whole bunch. All I want to know is when's the damn truth gonna really come out? Like, you know, if he's really broke or whatever, because supposedly he can't pay $2,400, you know, to whatever lawsuit he has.
Sounds
right
like
now.
Financial trouble to me.
A lot of financial problems, you know, just the $2,400, you know, that's a lot, you know. I mean, that's not a lot. That's not a lot to what he's claiming he should be, you know, in this time and age.
Personally, you
and
think
all that.
that's a lot?
To me, hell yeah. Shit. That's a whole bunch to me. Goddamn, I'm broke, you know, but him, I don't know, you know, it's very confusing, you know, because he comes out to be this, you know, strong black independent man, like, you know, like he's running for everything, but when it comes back,
he's capping.
Yeah, he is capping.
Try to put yourself in his position, which is still no condoning that way of thinking, but put yourself in his position if you built a dynasty, you know, with one of the top rappers in the game, you know, one of the most prestigious rappers. He's respected out there. Everybody fuck with Jay and respect Jay. And for you guys that built that dynasty together, at one point in time, he was worth, not Jay-Z, but Dame Dash, he was worth 50 M's, you know?
Yeah.
So imagine for 10, 15, however so many years, you know, pass, and as you sit back and reflect on your life, the dude you actually was coming with is at the top of the world. Reach the Billy. and you over here struggling for thousands of dollars.
Can't pay your child support, you know, like
That's gonna make you want to keep hopping in the media because the way, even though he act like he always says he doesn't care what the internet thinks, he's putting out information to sway the opinion that the internet has on him.
True.
Because the internet all believes he's broke, whether he is or he's not. Like they say, why believe the truth if a lie is more entertaining?
Yeah.
So it's entertaining to see him get on these platforms, pop all this shit, and then every single time he's on the forefront of the news, it's for him not having the shit he's been capping about.
Well, a little bit I'm a ride with, you know, Dame, but I feel like he's capping. But if he loaned Lee Daniels about $2 million, you know, and I believe he had money.
But did he
somewhere.
actually loan him that money? I don't know if that was him loaning.
No,
him.
Lee Daniels say that, you know, he's been paying off, but all the creditors.
No,
you know,
but I'm saying, was that him owing him money for some type of business?
Okay,
had together,
that's what
or
you
was
mean.
him actually
just loaning it to him, like, you know, here as in a brother.
Yeah, I didn't hear it was a loan,
you know?
but I did for sure hear he heard him he owed him the money, and he is, you know, paying whatever.
Yeah, he's paying off, but you know, Lee Daniels, as in he's paying him, but all them creditors
really still adds to the idea that everybody has. He still has no money because the money that's being paid back to you is being garnished ASAP.
True.
To pay off creditors.
That is very true. That is true.
And this is something we talk about off camera all the time when we say you spend too much time focused on building an image that isn't reality, that you take away from the time of making that image you want to be reality to actually be reality.
True.
If we wasting so much time faking about who we is, that's less time trying to be who we want to be. And that's what I constantly see in Dame. He spends so much time talking about all this stuff he has, talking about he built this company, his wife's company.
He said his son even has company.
His son has a supposed restaurant. Last time I checked, I think it was shut down.
And he was making some cookies or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you know,
he has some
cookies,
type of restaurant selling cookies. I don't even think it's
whole
it's
point
still
is
currently open.
if your son or anybody has these business, he shouldn't be in debt like that. You know how I feel like, you know,
exactly.
Your friend should just, or your son and anybody should just lend you something.
Already,
you know?
I mean, all his kids are already 18, so this is still. If he's still getting arrested, which he recently did, he's out now for child support.
Yeah.
This is still back pay.
Yeah, he went to
He
jail
just
for
had a
back
new
pay,
baby,
right?
and that's what the girl he's with now.
Yeah.
So
$400,000, I think he's in child support back pay right now.
So how many years are we going of you not getting money, but claiming to be getting money? Then when it's time to pay, you opting out of paying and telling the judge that you only make $56K a year.
Yeah, you know, he had said,
Us
you know,
average people make that.
My income streams have all been garnished. That's what he, you know, it's a very difficult time to address. You know, that's what he's saying to the courts. You know, it's a difficult time for him to address that he's not really getting money. And it's probably a difficult time because he's having the whole media believe that he's getting money, you know, so.
That's got to be the worst feeling that you keep. That's why I keep going back to it. You keep putting out to the whole world that you're doing good, you have this money, you building companies.
True.
And you never get no coverage on that unless you're giving the coverage yourself. There's the way, like, say, recently when Meek Mill purchased lids. Meek Mill didn't put that out. The media did.
True.
There's never no media popping out for Dame and saying, and we don't know if the media's blackballing him, which they're not. You know what I'm saying? Because he always wants to say, oh, they only want to put out the bad stuff. Why they not putting out the good stuff? I'm pretty sure if there was something good,
they would put it out.
Somebody would be putting it out. Because regardless if they like you or not, the media is putting out stuff for clicks. So if
everybody knows you broke and then all of a sudden
that's
there's a click of you that's a real story somebody wants to read.
That's a hot topic right there. You know what I'm saying? Finally, you get to change the tide. True. And now people get to tap in, click, and try to see if this stuff's authentic that they're putting out. So yeah, the media will put it out if he was actually selling companies like he claimed. And I believe if you were selling networks, think about how much a network is. Whenever there's talks about networks being purchased, that's just billions of dollars.
Billions. Even millions. Even if you're a partner.
Millions, unless you don't even have it yet and you're trying to sell it for $1,000, like it's just not adding up to say that you selling networks, but you're currently struggling. I'm not getting that.
I'm not getting that either out of Dame. Like, Dame, you got to stop capping, man. You know, you got to stop capping because it comes back.
Stop with the fucking malarkey, Dame. Stop with that fucking malarkey.
You got to stop that because it comes back on you, man. You know, when it comes back on you, the media gets on you, and then you come back and then you rant and say the media is a damn lie, you know. But
I don't even, it's not like I want to shit on him, but it's like he has to sit back And whether he's a hater or not, you know, he doesn't seem like one. He just seemed like somebody that put the facts out there instead of the only thing he doesn't put out there is the factual shit about his actual business profits.
Yeah.
Because he's not making no profit. But it just has to be a kick in the ass that every time you're in the news, it's for that, you know.
Financial problem.
And then you go back to Jay, and every time he's in the news, it's boss moves.
Yeah.
It's boss moves.
You know.
Look at why Jay-Z currently in the news now. And this is for the people that was so opposed to him dealing with the NFL. He was trying to get a seat at the table so he could make moves from the inside, power moves from the inside. And everybody, as soon as he got that contract together, everybody was what?
Coon, thinking he was a coon.
Exactly. Ripping him a whole nother asshole, because for some reason, the people on the internet feel entitled that every time some whether it's a rapper, a business person, a famous person, they feel that these motherfuckers owe them some type of explanation
of why they're doing what they're doing.
Everything. We need to give you a blueprint. Jay-Z needs to give the media, not the media, the fucking people in the comments, a blueprint of every step. If everyone has paid any attention to Jay-Z, we all know he doesn't operate like that.
No.
He does not operate feeling he owes explanations to the public.
Jay-Z doesn't operate for himself.
He doesn't.
Even though he's a billionaire, he doesn't operate for himself.
Everything that majority of the moves that Jay-Z making is he's basically trying to take back hip hop, take back ownership from the white people.
Yeah.
Because he feel if this is our culture, why we don't own none of our culture. All the white people own the culture, and he's trying to take that back, and that's what he did with Tidal, and they found a way to shit on him about that too.
Yeah,
that shit makes no sense, that every single time he tries to reconstruct everything with the industry, everything with hip-hop to make black people be at the top, no one has to run to the white man for a deal, for an advance, for anything. He already got the connects when it comes to program directors. He's been in the game for how long? Yeah, so he's constantly trying to change the events.
Right.
And everybody wants to shit on him about that. But that's why I like, no more, 90 days, less than 90 days after he got at that round table with the NFL, you guys see a tryout session came.
For somebody we have not seen for a while.
Colin Kaepernick,
you know.
And I bet they still gonna find a way to try to say he don't got no hand in that, just because he don't come out and say, hey public, that was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I set that shit up for him. You guys are crazy.
It's not a coincidence that Jay-Z gets in this deal, then Kaepernick is
just like that.
Boom, like it's
like
all
that.
over the media that Kaepernick is getting a meeting with the NFL. Why is that? You know, but everybody gets quiet. They don't believe that has something to do with Jay-Z or whatever. You know,
within
it's just
months,
whatever.
Within months of Jay-Z putting together his contract he has with them, Colin Kaepernick gets a tryout, which is not going good because they saying he fucked it up. Because they saying he turned into a media frenzy.
You know?
They already had the Falcon Stadium in Atlanta set up where they was going to do the trials. At the last minute, he changes that venue.
He goes to another venue, like 4 or 5 miles away from the tryouts, and he goes and does his own little workout on his circumstances, on his standards.
Which that's cool, but it's like, why do so much extra stuff when you're trying to get your foot back in the door?
Yeah,
they already was letting him bring a portion of media coverage, the whole Nike staff, so they could record a commercial.
Yeah.
Then he put a request in to have more media outlets
to come in
and
for
record more.
How I feel it, when you bring in the media, now you just the media person. Like, it's just the media person. Everything that's going on behind the scenes just goes behind the door now. Like, because now Kaepernick is doing it for the media. But it's like, for what? For what, when the whole thing is get your job back. Like,
and he had Nike staff there, so it was already top-notch cameras there. Yeah. They could have just dealt with Nike, got the footage put together, and still released it to the public if he wanted more of the public to see it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have multiple media outlets there, turn it into some little, media show, when he basically was only supposed to go
to do his little tryout,
show him he still had it. I'm pretty sure he stayed training but just to show him he still had it and get signed to another NFL team.
Just like if Jay-Z had, not if Jay-Z, because we know that Jay-Z had the work to do it. I believe he did.
Fundamental part in facilitating that session.
70%, I think he played.
Yeah, there's no way that as soon as it's just not a coincidence that as soon as he signs his contract, even though it's for the entertainment part of the NFL, he still was sitting at that table.
True.
Jay-Z came in the inside to do inside work. He don't need the money. Everybody need to come to the realization is that every contract that Jay-Z signs, it's not for money. Yeah. He's already reached $1 billion. And even before he reached $1 billion, he was already fighting for the people. That's who Jay-Z fights for. The moves he makes is for the people. It's not always entirely for himself. Everyone's making moves to make money. But the integrity that man's hold is that he sees past that. So he's making moves for his people, for his community, for the black people. And the motherfuckers that be against him most of the time is the black people.
Yeah, because they looking for
They
looking for him, they looking for his money for some odd reason. I don't know what they looking for. You know, they just because they know he's a billionaire, they looking for a few $100. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it with the people.
It's that hate. It's basically how they program most black people to be. Is that like straight off the bat, we already against our people.
Yeah. And crabs in the bucket, you know.
Exactly.
He raps about that all the time.
They could have not done nothing wrong, but because there are people, we already looking at them up and down like this motherfucker ain't shit.
And they got rich, and we just looking at them like they ain't shit. You know,
that's just how the people is operating. But that shit actually brought me joy to see this come out because I knew from the very jump when the information was leaked that Jay-Z signed that deal, when everybody went against him, there was a couple people out there that was saying, "Let it play out." Let it play out. A couple times on Everyday Struggle. Joe Budden, they said, let it play out. Everybody should know how Jay-Z operates by now. If you guys have not been paying no attention throughout all these years this man been in the game, by now, you motherfuckers should know. So they just said, let it play out. Let's see how it turns out. If he ends up pulling any strings, putting some plays together, it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. And
I believe those strings was really pulled by him.
Yeah.
Pulled by him. Exactly.
Everybody that was against him, y'all need to, you know what I'm saying, rethink.
Stop thinking so small. You know, you think very small. I feel they think very small whenever they see something like they see something involved. Like if they feel like a black person can't make it there, they just feel like it's just all bullshit.
What do you mean that a black person can't make it there?
As in that how Jay-Z sat around at a whole table with the NFL. They felt like that was not supposed to happen. He was being a coon, actually. You know
how are we supposed to bring forth change from our home on the internet popping shit? And then you got somebody that's actually putting plays together to make shit happen, and that's something he's not supposed to do.
Yeah,
isn't that not the best way to bring forth change? Is actually be on the inside.
They don't see that. Like
you motherfuckers want to be on the internet all day and just capping shit about what y'all would do. If I was him, he should do this. Or
yeah, that's just a wrong thing to do. Or I shouldn't do that.
Y'all ain't got no money like this man had, but y'all trying to tell you guys barely, if that, are thousandaires, but y'all trying to tell a billionaire what he should do with his money.
Yeah,
that alone should make you go sit your ass down.
Just speaking on period of what people should do with their life or with their money or with their kids.
We all got our own individuality. We all gonna make our own decisions.
And
you
what
guys
they want to do,
be thinking y'all puppet masters and everybody should do
what y'all
you guys
feel
want at the control of y'all. Like,
you know,
that's ridiculous.
Like everyone speaking on T.I. and his daughter. I completely think everybody should just be quiet.
Everything Jay-Z does is for the betterment of his people. And with T.I., to me, that what he was doing was for the betterment of his daughter. You know, He was trying to protect her future, for her to not get pregnant by some sleazeball like you. That's all he was trying to do.
Some bums, you know, or just make sure her health is okay. You know, there's a lot of diseases going around that his daughter probably don't know about. Like,
Diseases,
you know, there's a lot of things that he's probably saving her from that a lot of you dudes probably already have, you know. And
then
you know,
this is the shit that irritates me is that, and this is why a lot of times you hear people saying, listen to the whole clip. Don't just clip out a portion and try to create a narrative but that's what they do.
Yeah. True.
And this is what they were trying to act like, because he said, I've been going to the doctor checking my daughter's hymen since she was 16. She's 18 or 19 now. He did not state that he's currently still doing that. He just put it out there the age that he started. Which he, whether something occurred at that time that triggered his brain to think maybe she's having sexual intercourse, something happened for him to start at that age, because some girls even, you know what I'm saying, start doing it before 16. 11. So the fact that he stepped in at 16, something transpired that made him be aware of what she was up to. Yeah. And what's wrong with that? If a man's a millionaire, you know, there's standards he's going to want for his kids, period. There's going to be standards. True. You know, so he's not going to want her going around, shacking up with anybody, getting pregnant. While she's 16, she has no funds. He's going to be the one taking care of that kid. True. And what's wrong with a father being that, you know, deeply involved in his daughter's life and health?
I don't think nothing's wrong with that at all. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. And I think in the future, his daughter's going to thank him when she understands and sees how this whole generation transpires and everybody's running around like little animals and shit, you know, and then she's going to thank her dad like, I thank you, even though the media spoke on that.
Because now she's able to focus on her career and whatever she wants for herself than to be taking care of a kid at 16 years old, you know, at least physically, because financially it would have been her parents taking care of it. But that's the problem with the black community, is that there's really no right or wrong with them. No. I mean, there is a right or wrong, but it's more of a catch-22. Whatever you do, whether it's this or that, they're going to find a way to oppose either one. True. So if he wasn't in his daughter's life and she got pregnant, it would have been the other way.
He should have been in his daughter's life.
He over here running, doing shows and on the road and doing all this. He should have been in his daughter's life, and she probably, like, that's exactly what the media, I mean, not the media, but all the people in the comment sections, that's exactly what they would have been preaching had she got pregnant at 15 or 16.
True.
That's
exactly true.
It's the same shit like how they want to bash.
You can't win for losing
with these guys. That's why it's a catch-22. If he's in his daughter's life too much, you guys are saying he's being invasive and invading her privacy, not understanding everything that actually has to happen for him to even be able to see her paperwork. Like he said, he asked his daughter to sign the paperwork. If she didn't want to, she didn't have to. Yeah, she still ain't grown, but they have some relationship that she signed the paper.
And she has her own opinion. And T.I.'s a smart man, and I'm sure he's understandable, and he'll understand if his daughter said no, Dad.
Exactly. Like, she felt super violated.
Yeah, like, I feel weird. She's 16. She has her own emotions, and she can speak up for herself now.
But for these people, no, he made her do that. He made her do that.
He's a weirdo, all this. Just the tip. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't.
These people is crazy. I just don't understand how he's being bashed for actually being concerned in his daughter's life enough to make sure she
that's my first time ever hearing a father kind of doing that.
You can 100% make sure she doesn't get pregnant, but there was basically a concept that somebody out there was creating and probably was on everyday. No. I think it was actually Charlamagne the guy, where he said he could have did that just to put an ounce of fear in her to where she will be like, no, I can't have sex. Next 3 months from now, we got to go get behind and rechecked again. Yeah. So that's kind of keeping her in line. But the women, that's all they are on this big women empowerment trip. They want to sit there and say, oh no, you can't. This is what Angela said, and this was funny. She tried to say you should not try to make women feel ashamed about their body. And that's when Charlamagne told her, first off, she's not a woman. She was, at the time that he's taking her, she's 16 years old. She's a young woman, but she's not an adult. And he's not trying to make her feel ashamed about her body or her sexuality. He's basically trying to stop her from running around hopping on dick at that age. That's all he was trying to do. And the public just finds a way to criticize black men for anything they do. That's why I said either way it went, it would have been bad.
Yeah, it was going to go bad for him. Like, no matter what, if he never spoke on it, and then if this popped up out of anywhere without him saying it, it was just going to be, hey, T.I.'s a weirdo. He goes this, does this all with his daughter. But it's like, he voices it. He tells the world he's done it. And still, he gets backflash for this shit because everybody thinks stupid. That's how I feel. Like, you think stupid. Like, they show that they don't show no concern to their kids. They probably just going to sit there and have their kids run around when they get older and say, yeah, make sure you just put a condom on and everything is good. Like,
and basically that's what Angela was trying to say. Just just have talks with her, let her know to protect herself. No, everybody
That
don't
shit
want their
don't
kid
work.
having sex at minors. Exactly. And it doesn't
don't work.
because you gotta understand, a kid is not responsible enough to actually think
The kid gets
9
serious
months down the line. They're not
yeah.
thinking, I get pregnant 9 months, they're not thinking that deep. So a kid can't make these decisions for themselves because they are a kid.
How I feel, you talk to a kid right now about sex, they ain't gonna get curious. They gonna go try that shit. You know, that's how this generation is nowadays.
Oh, that's what, come on now.
You know, you plant something in their head.
She's over here basically trying to say, push your daughter out there, tell her to have sex, but tell her to wear a condom. So we're supposed to sit back and actually expect these irresponsible kids to wear a condom. Man. You guys gotta do better. You guys gotta do 100% better. That shit's just 100% just super crazy.
Super crazy, man. Almost some bullshit.
But one thing that, and this is why they say you shouldn't share everything with the public, because the public's out here picking and choosing when they want to fight for individuality. Because it's okay for a transsexual to be a transsexual, a gay to be a gay. It's all okay for that, and everybody wants to fight for them and say we're all different. Everyone's not the same. Respect their individuality. Respect them for being who they want to be. Why it can't be the same when somebody's raising their kids the way they want to raise their kid? He
respect
is the parent. I don't really think the public's the parent. You guys didn't raise his daughter, so I don't see how you guys feel y'all have the final say so in what he should do
with his kids.
You guys gotta reconsider this shit. Y'all can't be out here acting like y'all run the fucking world from y'all phones.
Yeah,
that shit is super crazy.
They type and I really feel like they be like, yeah, you see what I told them? Like, man, shut the hell up. He ain't say nothing.
You know? And then no. That's why a lot of people they do this shit for the attention. You know, a lot of people will get on the internet on IG making comments because they want to see how much likes they're going to get. So they're going back and forth to their page, refreshing the page, how many people like, and this is why I was actually in agreement with Instagram getting rid of all the likes, which they didn't even do for long. And they still didn't.
No, I think they still testing it out. I think they said they was going to launch it this week.
They brought it back though.
Oh.
Just the other day when I got on, I seen it said, like, say you're following Meek and you look at somebody else's page, it'll say Meek and thousands of others.
Yeah.
Or millions.
Yeah.
Why do that? That's defeating the purpose then.
True.
Yeah, we don't know the amount that it's 1,273, but we still know it was thousands.
True.
So what's the point? Clear it out all the way.
Hell yeah. If I can lie about my likes.
Completely. Yep. So you can what?
Lie.
You're not going to know.
I know. So I could just be telling them I'm popping. Like, how do you know if my likes ain't, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because right now, if I post, I get 6 likes. I'm just sitting there with 6 likes, you know.
But you can't lie about your likes because you don't even see how much likes you got.
It don't matter. I got a milli off them likes.
Nah, that shit. That thing's going to interfere. I feel that's going to interfere with a lot of business because you know all these little Instagram models, all these
Yeah, but that goes into the
Instagram
engagements
comedians.
and the insights.
What's up?
That goes into like the impressions and all that when you be able to see all that shit, you know. Like,
yeah, and they're taking away from that, so that's going to create a hardship in a way for companies to gauge what type of profits they could make for having somebody endorse their product or coming into some deal with them because they're not even going to be able to check out the engagement of that
True.
Instagram famous person.
Yeah, but that's
still
still
why all these girls get Fashion Nova deals is because it's based off of their engagement and their following they have. So that's why here, you want a deal? Here, you want a Fashion Nova deal? Take it. They're giving it out to everybody because it's just based on your followers. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Even academics is about to get like some man fucking Fashion Nova deal. That's what I'm saying. Like, so that I feel it's.
I think they'll find a way for that. You know, as
well, Instagram's going to still be just because they're taking it from us. It doesn't mean that Instagram's not going to be able to check
that's
it.
what I'm
But
saying.
what about the actual companies?
Yeah, yeah.
How are they going to get access to the engagement that individual brings out?
Yeah, who knows? At least there won't be no more fraud and all that shit.
Maybe Instagram, motherfuckers are still going to fraud. You think because they're taking away likes that people going to say they shouldn't fraud? Nah. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Some people live to fraud.
That's true. Some people do live the fraud. They do live the fraud. But how I feel about it'll take some of the fraud away. About how the frauds won't feel that confident about they don't see them fake likes and all that stuff. You know, they'll just be like, nah.
So they could just be they could
like,
just
I'm
be
just normal. But me, hell
discouraged
nah.
from doing it.
I'm telling everybody I got 1 million of them likes.
I want to see it go down because I feel it probably would stop some bullshit. It probably would stop some bullshit because people
It'll
will
stop the
start
confidence,
people will start feeling what's the point?
Yeah.
No one's going to see that I got 1 million likes. So what's the point? No one's going to see I got 1,000 likes. So what's the point? So yeah, it could create that like
Yeah,
no one cares.
it will stop the frauds, and then it would just stop them because I just feel like, they do it to see them likes. So if they don't see them likes no more, they just gonna die off, But for the real people, they gonna keep posting and be like, yo, I don't care about no likes, But that's how it is.
So when the last time you checked out a Uzi song? I know off camera you was telling me about him. So when the last time you been hearing some current music from him?
Shit, I don't know. I got pushed to the edge with Uzi. I don't know. I see Uzi all the time. I just seen him breakdancing on Instagram.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he was breakdancing. I didn't understand
that.
what the fuck he was doing. He was breakdancing, and then
was he at a show or was he just on the internet just recording
in the
it?
streets?
Oh, okay.
In the streets. Hopefully, he ain't going that bad that he had to breakdance for some money because he ain't dropping. I don't understand what is he doing.
No, I don't think he has a money issue because the thing about them, like even though they don't be dropping music, just like some of these artists, they have that fan base to where they still can book shows. So I don't think it'd be a money issue with him anytime soon.
I just think Uzi is really staying relevant because he's not dropping any music. If he dropped music like how he's supposed to, like Rich the Kid and everybody else, he wouldn't be that relevant.
You think it's so you basically saying the anticipation that people are having for a project, or the constant not knowing of what's going on, keeps people interested in this.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
That shit didn't work for Wayne.
Well, yeah, it don't work for Wayne.
That shit did not work for Wayne. I still ain't played the Carter 5.
I did. I played it once.
I didn't even play it once. The vibes I got from everybody's input, I was just like,
I played it once. He got gold. He hit gold the first week.
The numbers don't mean nothing to me because a certain artist is gonna go gold or platinum based off of their name.
Okay, so when Uzi drops, I expect
he's
Uzi
gonna go
to
gold too, if not platinum. Yeah,
I hope.
I would think so. If it's good music, because of who he is.
Yeah, just because who he is, but that internal intake or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know what it's called because I've been forgetting about it. His album that was supposed to drop.
Oh, it was called Intake or something?
Yeah, external intake, I believe. I have no fucking clue. Internal stake or whatever. He was supposed to drop it since June. Then he start claiming that he's retired. Then he start putting out a song said Free Uzi in the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? I really think that he's just
sometimes that's cloud chasing moves right there.
Yeah,
you can that's just way too obvious.
That's because
I see through shit like that.
Yeah, I see it too.
Hype.
That's
it's
how
creating more hype around the name.
That's why I brought it up.
That's for sure what he's doing with that.
Yeah, he's bringing more hype around his name that's really not bringing nothing. Like, it's not bringing anything because, to be honest, I don't think Uzi's not dropping again. And I just think his name is coming up. He'll come around and say, hey, I'm dropping this album. A month later, I don't know when the album's coming out. Then a month later, he's dancing. And then a month later, he's eating a popsicle.
I only heard a couple songs from him. I'll probably tap into it if it comes out, but I don't know. Uzi's not that entertaining to me. He's just not.
No, it's just his name is up because he's not dropping, But that's what happens with the...
In time, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if...
They Uzi drops
with
this
DJ
year,
Drama and whatever partner label they got, but he's just not entertaining to me. I almost fell asleep listening to that guy because he's just way too fucking boring. But on that note, we gonna go ahead and shut this podcast down. It's episode 3. We need everybody that tap in to hit that like button,
hit the subscribe button,
start some conversations down in the comment section. So YouTube can put our goddamn videos in the recommendation list. They weird ass algorithm, it's iffy. So you gotta have some type of engagement going on for them to boom, even if it's related. So we need them likes, we need them shares, and a little bit of conversation start down there.
And make sure you hit that subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll shut it down and see y'all next week.
Double R, real response.
Peace out.